Title: You will never be rich until you master this. Wealth is not found in your bank account. It is found in your belief system. And until you master that, you will chase riches like a dog chasing its tail. Fast, loud, exhausted, and going nowhere. The truth is brutal, but it's simple. You will never be rich until you master yourself, not the economy, not your manager, not your competition, your followers, or your LinkedIn network. The war is not outside, it's within. The greatest fortune ever built wasn't made by a man chasing money. It was built by a man who chased clarity of thought, by a man who silenced the noise of the world long enough to hear the whispers of his own vision. That man could be you, but only if you're ready to destroy every lie you've been sold since birth, because you've been told to chase wealth, you've been taught to focus on results, you've been conditioned to measure success by what's visible. But the millionaires of mindset, the giants of history, Carnegie, Hill, Edison, Ford, they didn't build empires by chasing dollars. They attracted them. They magnetized opportunity by first mastering what you've ignored for far too long. The invisible laws of internal wealth. The first law is this: you don't get what you want. You get what you are. Your outer life is a mirror. You can't fake your way to wealth. You can't outsmart the energy you radiate. If you're scattered on the inside, broke in your belief, and undisciplined in your habits, don't expect prosperity to respect you, because money doesn't respond to need, it responds to command, to clarity, to presence, to a man or woman who knows who they are and where they're going, without apology, without hesitation. Think of the greats. Henry Ford didn't ask for success, he decided on it. When the world told him the V8 engine was impossible, he said, "Build it anyway." That's not arrogance, that's command. Command doesn't scream, it doesn't beg, it doesn't hustle, it whispers with certainty. It moves like gravity, and wealth bends to that level of internal mastery. But here's the part no one tells you. You can't buy command, you become it, through discipline, through clarity, through repetition of the right thoughts, until they become your default identity. Let me ask you something. Who do you think you are? No, not your name, not your job, not your credentials. Who are you really, beneath all the noise? Because until you answer that, money will avoid you like a ghost. The rich are not made by luck, they are forged by identity. And identity is a choice repeated until it becomes inevitable. You see, the poor wish for success. The rich expect it. Why? Because they've trained their minds to see differently. Where others see problems, they see potential. Because wealth respects certainty, not just in speech, but in vibration, in how you walk into a room, in the energy that follows your name, in the consistency between your word and your action. Think of Walt Disney. He didn't build an empire with logic. He built it with delusion that became design. He was told no by 302 banks. 302. Most people can't handle one rejection. But Disney, he had vision so clear, so vivid. He lived inside it before the world saw a single brick of Disneyland. That's what internal wealth looks like. That's what you're missing. Not money. Not investors, not followers. You're missing conviction. Unbreakable, unreasonable, unshakable conviction. But conviction isn't gifted. It's trained like a muscle, through repetition, through failure, through resistance. You don't earn belief by reading it in a book. You earn it by becoming the evidence. You want to be rich? Become the person that wealth is attracted to. Wake up before the sun. Train your thoughts like an athlete trains his body. Make discipline your religion. Stop seeking validation. Start seeking elevation. Because the man who is clear on who he is becomes dangerous. Dangerous to limitation. Dangerous to mediocrity. Dangerous to the excuses that once kept him poor. Look around you. Look closely. Every room is filled with men hiding from their greatness. Women watering down their brilliance. People who were born to build empires, settling for paychecks. Not because they can't rise, but because rising requires death. The death of comfort. The death of the past. The death of every version of you that made mediocrity feel acceptable. Wealth demands a funeral, and the thing that must die is your old self. That self that hits snooze, that self that scrolls instead of studies, that self that fears judgment more than it fears regret, that self that has all the potential in the world, but none of the discipline to back it up. Kill it, because on the other side of that funeral is freedom. Let's talk discipline. The word itself feels heavy, but it's the doorway to every light you crave. Discipline is not punishment. It's permission. Permission to rise, permission to evolve, permission to access levels of power that most people will never touch. You want wealth? Earn it in the invisible hours. When the world is sleeping and you're studying, when your friends are partying and you're building, when distractions call and you hang up, because vision is on the other line. Discipline turns chaos into clarity, turns goals into laws, It turns "I'll try" into "I must." That shift, that must, that's where the rich live. Not in luck, not in hacks, not in trends, but in non-negotiables. The non-negotiable: to show up, to do the hard thing, to repeat it until excellence is the default and mediocrity becomes uncomfortable. That's wealth training. And until you live that, you'll never truly be rich. Because rich isn't a number, it's a state of mind.